Oh, here we go. Here we go. You can shake if you want. Welcome to the show! Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, so, Liis, well, I mean, how amazing is this?
This is the best Latitude I've been to.
Whew.
And I've been to many, I've hosted many, and I've organized many.
So that is a claim to fame. I think it's because the audience.
Nah, I think it's because of the speakers and the hosts.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, starting a business in COVID, what were you thinking?
Nothing, obviously.
Evidently.
Just the lights were on, but nobody was home.
Isn't that reminding me of what Andres just said? You know, it's better to start a business in COVID than to not start one at all. Could we spin this now into something?
Like, you have this amazing, you feel like, oh, I'm so mission-driven, I want to help the world. In the middle of the pandemic, it seems like an amazing idea to start a business. Obviously, it was. I'm joking a bit, but it's tough. Yeah, it was quite tough.
What led you to this decision? Because I'm interested. Again, raise your hand if you've started a business. Cool. All right. Now put your hands down. Raise them again. All right, put them down. I'm just playing with you. So, I want to ask you all a question here. Who's had an idea to start something but hasn't done it yet? Cool. You are idealists, but you can become entrepreneurs. Everyone who started something, raise your hand. First people. It's like a math test, isn't it? It's a pop quiz. See if you remember. Keep control. You are executionists. So the idealists, as we all are, can become executionists if we become entrepreneurs, right? What made you make that step to idea, execution, entrepreneur?
Taavet.
Sorry?
Taavet, Henrik.
Love.
Also love.
Are you just like the founders of Outfunnel?
Actually,
were you rubbing your toes under a desk at someone?
No, because it was in the middle of the pandemic and you were locked in your house. So
your neighbor?
Sorry?
Your neighbors?
The cat, maybe.
The cat, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. But tell us about that founding journey. I'd be curious to know how you took that step.
In the middle of a pandemic, everyone was sitting in their houses, locked, all the entrepreneurs, itchy, wanting to change the world, obviously. So what can we do? There was a bunch of Estonian entrepreneurs locked in Slack. Taavet was one of them. He knew Jack, my other co-founder, so that's how it started.
And what did it start with?
We started actually with, surprise, surprise, COVID testing.
It was a cash cow, wasn't it? I had friends in the US creating all these home testing kits, just trying to make a bit of...
Actually, no. We just wanted to build the technology to understand if we could push more responsibility from the doctor's office to the patient, meaning that there are several other tests that the patients can do themselves in the comfort of their houses. They order the test, they use our technology to do the test, we verify that it's been done correctly, we issue a certificate, a prescription, whatnot. So we did that for quite a while. In UK mostly, which is a horrible market.
Why is that?
It's super saturated. It's super stagnant in a sense
in
that
the medtech industry.
Even yes, and it's medtech is quite awful everywhere. It's the healthcare system is still broken. It's not healthcare; it's sick care. So, but coming back to the journey, so. We wanted to push more responsibility on the patients, right? But then, as Andres also, I think, mentioned, that last year was quite horrible. It was, also for us, it was quite hard. We tried to sell our solution to hospitals, to private clinics, and then you realize, oh my God, the sales cycle length is just like horrible, horribly long. 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and like no seed stage startup can actually, especially in medtech, like you can't survive that. So we pivoted. End of last year, we pivoted.
I'm going to pause there for a second. The pivot. Who's ever pivoted? Oh, there's a lot of pivoters in the room. What is the definition of a pivot?
You change everything.
Change everything. Pretend you change one small thing, right? Oh, just the pricing we changed. New product, new industry. Tell us about this pivot, because pivots are both popularized and also hidden in our industry, I think, you know?
We basically decided that we need a better entry point into the healthcare system, so we started to build a patient relationship platform meant for primary care, because we had some really amazing doctors working in our team who were also GPs, general practitioners. They knew the problems, they understood the market really well. We just went with that, and today we're live in 35 clinics in Estonia, which is 7% of the market in under 3 months. So
Give that a round of applause, I think. Certificate. Wouldn't it be cool if a house band could just follow you around at life? What would be my theme tune, just walking around? Does it fit me? All right, what would be Liis's? Oh, that's a lot cooler.
Come on!
Cooler.
Okay.
Yeah! Much better, much better. Do I look so sleepy?
Give it up for Jure! We got to use him, right? I forgot to use my tangerine. So we were having a chat before this and talking about topics to talk about, which we'll come back to, but you mentioned something really interesting to me. The 3 E's. Your 3 E's. And we weren't talking about party E's. We were talking about something very different.
Nor...
She wasn't trying to... I mean, she's a medicine, you know, she sells medicine.
And it's not
she's
E.
She's a dealer. I mean, I don't know what you're wearing that for, because are you a doctor?
No, but I'm working with doctors.
Did you just walk around this event with that, going, hi everyone, yes, hi, Dr. Liis, yeah, how you doing?
No,
Someone's fallen, can you help us? Oh. But tell us about the 3 E's.
Education, environment, e-health. So,
education, environment, e-health.
So these were the 3 pillars that I had, or categories that I had defined for myself. After working in corporate world, in banking, that if I would put my energy anywhere, where would that be? And only these 3 categories made sense to me, because it's kind of, I think it's how I'm wired. Like, I need to feel the mission. I need to feel I'm part of creating a change in the world. Like what Ragnar said in the beginning really resonated with me. Like, I need to get up in the morning and feel that I'm making this world a bit better than it was maybe before me. So I'm making a bit of a dent in it. And then the pandemic hit, and life gave me a certificate. So I really consider it as here you are, here's a cake with candles, make something of it. So I'm extremely lucky in that sense.
It's just interesting to hear because, you know, we've all kind of maybe struggled with purpose, passion. I don't believe that everyone is just born with this passion. And like I said earlier, entrepreneurship is popularized, it's sexy, sort of encouraged to go down those avenues. But it's not for everyone, and it's not a given right that you know your passion or your purpose, right? I came up with something called the 3 Ps, which are your passion, your profession, your purpose. And for me, everybody, by the way, doesn't have to have them all overlapping in this perfect little chart or whatever, but your passion is, what do you live for? I love being on stage. I absolutely live for being on stage. I love this stuff.
We can see that.
Yeah. Okay, good, that's good. Passion. What do you live for? Your purpose is what do you stand for, and your profession is what do you live from. So I've managed to merge the profession and the passion, and I'm still trying to figure my purpose out. You know, have you got a clear purpose now? You had the 3 E's.
It's a tough one. I think it's also changes, but as long as you have it, it's good. It doesn't matter what it is. In certain stages, it can be, I need to get up in the morning, and I need to be able to run this company for my team, for them to feel good about this company, and so on. And in other days, it's kind of like, let's change the world type of energy, right? So it's, as long as you have that something that keeps you ticking, I think it's a good thing to have.
I agree. I'm curious if anyone raise your hand if you're trying to figure things out, purpose-wise, business-wise. Raise your hand. It's a bold thing to raise your hand. Thank you for raising your hand. Raise your hand too. Do we have any tips for anyone to try and find that kind of thing?
Actually, I do, because I've been through a lot of all sorts of mental health coaching, trying to explore myself, how I function, how I could function better, how my mind works, how my body works, and so on. So there's I don't remember his name, some really smart guru.
Insert here.
Really smart guru who has said that people come to him all the time asking about, like, but how do I figure out what I want to do with my life, and how do I understand if I'm on the right path and if I do the right thing, and how do I find my passion? And then he usually asks them, like, so what do you do now? And unless they say, like, I really hate what I'm doing currently, it's like, you have a path in front of you. Just do it really well. What you're doing currently, try to do it as best as you can, and usually other things will follow. To me, it was really like, it's easy these days to go into this analysis paralysis and overthink, like, wait, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Because there's so many options around us. Then there's internet where you see other people doing, I don't know, stand-up comedy. I'm like, I could do stand-up comedy, right? But like, anyway, like, not to overthink it, like, because sometimes the thing that's in front of you is the thing you need to just keep doing.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've had these days, hours, my team, cover your ears, with Certific, where I've been like, oh, this is so hard. Like, why am I doing always the things that are the hardest? I could just, sell potatoes on the market or whatnot, but then you remember the mission, then you go to work, and your team is hilariously funny, and at the end of the day, you're like, damn, this is cool. It's cool to build something that is creating some change, helping doctors, helping patients, and you go from there.
Deserves a round of applause, I think. So you have this amazing audience in front of you, people from Estonia, people from the Nordics. Shout out if you're from South Africa. Are you actually? Oh, thanks though. That was sweet, that was sweet. Just me, yeah. What's your message to them? How can we help you?
First of all, if there are founders in the room, then make sure that you fill your own cup first and then build your company. Because if you don't have the energy, then your company won't have the energy, your team won't have the energy. So I think this whole culture that has been around for a while, like you need to hustle 24/7 to be successful, you need to keep working late nights and on the weekends, no. I'm literally, sometimes I feel like punishing some of my team members who are slacking late at night or on weekends, because it's not sustainable.
No.
We're running a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's a long-term game, and if we burn out, that's a horrible place to be, and it's not good for anybody. And the investors actually should be really aware if they see a founder who is this kind of 24/7 hustler mentality, because they will burn out. And that's bad business, because your risks are completely all over the place.
That deserves a round of applause, I think.
And we're fundraising.
Carry on, please. The stage is yours. You wanted to finish, you were saying?
No.
You're happy with that?
I can stay.
I wanted to, please stay. You're so welcome. Yeah. James, sit down. No, go ahead, leave. But I wanted to add something to that, which is really important, a narrative which is around, like you said, eat first, right? When first-time entrepreneurs tend to go into the game, as I did, maybe as it sounds you did as well, we're all guilty of the same thing, right? Especially when you raise money. You feel this pressure, this desire to please, in the sense of, if I'm not working, I'm, not delivering. And I had the experience where I was more on the sales side. If I didn't sell, we didn't make money, then I beat myself up, then I was in a bad place. And I wasn't good at selling when I was in a bad place, right? So there's this negative spiral where entrepreneurs need to bootstrap their life like they bootstrap their startup. Think about that. Find and identify the things that contribute to your well-being. So for me, easy. It was running and cooking. I'm lucky. I love to cook. I love to run. So if I was still running and cooking during the busy times, I could keep my mental health in the right place. Woo! But they were the first two things to go when things got tough, things got busy, things got in the way. So I was like, I'll order food because I'll save time. I don't have time to run. And then that's when my mental health went into spirals and into negative places, which then added to that spiral. I'm sure some of you can relate, right?
And I see so many people around me, like, super easily going into that spiral, like, no, but I don't have time. I don't have time to go running. I don't have time to sleep. Like, if you're not religious about your ABC, what keeps you ticking and what keeps your energy levels up, I'm not saying I'm always religious with it, but I'm trying to. But I've experienced it several times. It's so easy to go down that rabbit hole of, but I need to keep doing more and more and more and more. So please, if we want to make a dent in the medical system, which we're trying to do, and alleviate the burden on the medical system, if nothing else matters to you, if your whole own health doesn't matter to you, don't burden the medical system. So maybe
From
that's...
the doctor herself, give it up for Liis Narusk! Scientific! Thank you, Liis, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Oh, you're amazing, well done, thank you.